Remember, I want to see thumbs up or down on this. I want to make sure that you have this. We are testing on tomorrow. Okay, ordered pair, what comes first? Yes, the x comes first. X and y, right? So we're going to go plot these out. We go on to x, we go to 3, we go up to 4, we make our dot. Any questions on how to plot an ordered pair? Let me see thumbs up or down, whether you understand this or not. Okay. Now, remember, up is positive, to the right is positive, down is negative, to the left is negative. Okay? So, if we're plotting something like this on our do now, is this a negative x?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a negative x, and the y is what in this case? Well, 0, right? So, positive, negative, just leave it at 0. Okay, quadrants. What direction do they go? Quadrants. What's a quadrant? Quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. They go backwards, counterclockwise. Okay, remember that. If it's on the line, we call it no quadrant. No quadrant meaning on the axis, on the x or the y axis. Okay? Let me see thumbs up or down if we understand that. Okay, so if I'm in this quadrant, what quadrant is this?
4.
What about this one right here? Good. What if I'm on the line right here? Very good. Any questions? Jose, what quadrant is this right here?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why not?
Because I was taking attention.
Right. It's quadrant 3. Plug in, please. Okay. Do we understand quadrants? We understand positive, negatives? Negatives always down and to the left. Okay? Positive is to the right and up. All right? Here's a good way to remember this. This is the horizon. Think of like the ground. Okay? So in the ground, what are you having to do? It's negative, right? You have to dig a hole. Is a garage in a building is in the ground, right? So that's what's negative. Remember your numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. The other side. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, right? Okay. We talked about coordinates, planes. We talked about axis, y-axis, x-axis, right? Y goes up, x goes horizontal. Someone tell me what origin is. The center, which is what? If we plot that, what?
0.
0, 0. Very good. So our x would be 0 and our y would be 0. That's what origin is called. Okay? If you know what that word means, the origin of something means the start of something. Okay? Ordered pair we talked about. What do you have to have in an ordered pair?
X and Y.
An x and a y. Good. X coordinate, y coordinate. What does a coordinate mean? What did I tell you guys? Well, if I give you 3 and 4, what are you doing? You're plotting it, right? A coordinate is like directions. Okay? You want to make sure you know that. Write that down. Coordinate means directions. Okay, we talked about quadrants. Let's talk about inputs and outputs. Okay? The y is always the output. So if Jose makes $10 an hour and he works 5 hours, how much does he make? Yeah, because you take the hourly wage times the amount that he gets, multiply them to get your answer. So remember, output is answer. Okay? Jose, what's output?
Answer.
What's input?
Yeah, I wasn't listening to it.
It's what you're solving. It's the problem you're trying to, like, $5 or 5 hours at $10 an hour. Okay? Taking those two and multiplying. So in this case, the x is the input. Okay? So if we're given a problem like this, you're going to have one like this on the test. Is it going to be exactly like this?
No.
It could be. Could it be very, 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 very similar? Yeah, it could be very, very similar. Okay, let me explain what we do with this. And I want you to write this on your notes. That's why it's blank. Okay? These are my x's. So this is my input, and this is my output. Okay? So I'm going to write the output right here. My input's going to go right here, and these are my ordered pairs. Okay? We know what the x's are, don't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
We know it's -1, 0, 1, and 2. Write it. -1, 0, 1, and 2. I want you to write it on the notes. Any questions with what we did? Okay, from here, we know what our x's are, right? So let's go ahead and write them over here. -1, 0, 1, and 2. Let me see thumbs up or down. Okay, pretty straightforward, right? We know what the x's are, we put them in here, okay? Now, we have our output. That's this information right here. We can ignore the y because we're going to solve for the y, okay? So we're going to focus on this. This is the only thing that's going to change, right? So what you're going to write is this. 3 parentheses minus 2, okay? And you're going to write that all the way down. 3 parentheses minus 2. Do it, Jose. I don't get it. Just write it. Okay, any questions on what I did there?
Wait.
No.
So I took this information and I wrote it all the way down. The only thing that's changing here is the variable, the x, right? We know what the x is. So the way we insert this in, because this is a constant next to a variable, it means multiply, so we put this in parentheses. That's why we did that. Is that clear? So now what I'm going to do, use a vocab word. What happens if I'm not here? What do you have?
Substitute.
Very good. So we're going to substitute this -1 inside here. Go ahead and do that. Now, I have a question. In regards to order of operations, how do we solve that problem? We have to multiply first before we subtract, right? So what is 3 times -1?
Negative.
-3. And what's -3 minus 2? -3 minus 2. You borrowed $3, you borrowed 2 more. -5. So we now know the answer is -5. So -5. So let's talk about this for a minute. A positive times a negative is a negative. Okay, so this problem becomes -3, -2. There are 2 negatives, we just add them together. -5. Any questions? Okay, so what goes in the next? The next parentheses. 0. Put a 0 in there. What is anything times 0? So what's my answer here? Nope. What type of 2? Okay, let me talk to you about this for a minute. In math, yes, this is 0, this means nothing, but we can't get rid of this. This still exists. So our answer is -2. So our y is -2. Right, -2. 0 times 3 is 0. 0 minus 2 is -2. Okay? We can't arbitrarily just get rid of a number. So what goes in this parenthesis right here? 1. What is 3 times 1? Minus 2. 1. Now, how does that look? What's 3 minus 2? 1. Don't confuse it. So 1 goes right there in your y. You're doing stuff on your phone. Okay, what goes in the next one? Yeah, the 2. And what's 3 times 2? Minus 2?
4.
Very good. Okay, you guys getting the hang of this?
Yeah.
So these are our x's. You're going to have a table like this, going to tell you your x's. Go in and put your x's, okay? Then take whatever your output is, get rid of the variable, okay? Put it in parentheses, write it all the way down. It'll be way easier for you, less mistakes made. So we're going to put the 2 in here. 3 times 2 is 6, minus 2 is 4. So 4. So we have our x's, and we have our y's, right? So that means we can plot these points out, correct? Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Roman's going to help me with the first one. What comes first in an ordered pair? X, right? Okay, so where do I go? Where do I put the x on here? Okay, and tell me where -1 is. Right here? Okay, then what do I do? Okay, so what direction do I go on the graph?
Down.
Very good, down. Okay, so let's go through this. Remember, this is 0 in the middle, right? So this is negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like what's up here, okay? Now, we're going down, right? So negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be negative 1 and 5. Our dot is going to be right there. There is our point. Any questions on this? Remember, negative down to the left. Positive to the right and up. Are we good?
Yes.
Let me see, thumbs up or down. This one right here is negative 1, negative 5. And you know what I would do on this? Go ahead and write that. This is negative 1, negative 5. Okay. Rojo, your time to shine. 0, negative 2. Where do I start?
From 0
Okay.
and -2 is the second point.
Right there, right? Okay, so write that. 0, negative 2. Are we understanding how to plot?
Yeah.
Always do your x first. Right, Jose? Jose, your time to shine. This one's yours. Easiest one on here.
And
Make it happen.
put one right there.
Show me what direction, left or right.
Right.
Okay, and then what? Up or down?
Oh,
Which one?
1. Oh,
Up?
yeah.
Is he right?
Yes.
Yes, 1, 1. Good, Jose. Who wants the last one? Erica.
No.
I feel you got this. I'll help you, okay? We're going to do 2, 4, okay? Tell me where the 2 is on the x. Or on the x axis.
The second one,
This one right here? Very good. And then what do I do with that 4?
go down, right? Wait.
It's
Oh, you go up.
Very good. So we go up 4, points right here. Is Erica right?
Yes.
Erica's right. 2, 4. Bless you. Bless you. Okay. Look what happens. Forms a pretty straight line, doesn't it? For the most part. Okay. So x goes first, y second, we plot it out. Right, Bradley? Okay. Now, I have a quick question here. This first ordered pair, what quadrant is this?
First one.
Yes. So we're going to write Q1. What about these two? What?
Third.
Well, hang on. This one first. What quadrant is this? 3? So this is Q3. What about this one right here?
That would be no quadrant.
No quadrant. Remember, if it's on the axis, it's no quadrant. So no quadrant. Okay, any questions?
We have to put that on.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about your do now for a second, okay? You have ordered pairs, right? So you're going to see what your x is, you're going to see what your y is, and you're going to write it down. After that, you're going to write Q, and you're going to tell me what quadrant this is in, okay? So you're going to plot all these lines here, all right? F, you're going to tell me what this is, okay? This ordered pair, there's a name for it. You're going to tell me what that is. Then I want you to list both the axes, okay? Notice there's no axis labeled on here, okay?
Oh,
Is it clear what I'm asking for?
On the paper or?
You can, if you want to do it on there, there's fine, and there's enough room. You might want to do it on paper, so you have enough room. There is drafting paper in the back. Yeah, you can do it that way as well. Okay, let me tell you what I want you to do after this is done, because I did give you a lot of work today, right?
Yes.
Go through your vocabulary. All right? Know this. It's on the test. Okay? You need to know what these things are. What's a coordinate plane? What I tell you a coordinate was?
A place to go. Basically
Yes.
Directions.
Yes. Directions. Okay? Axis. The x and y, right? Origin. What's origin?
Singular.
Yeah, 0, 0. What's an ordered pair?
That's why.
X, y. What comes first?
X.
Yes. What are quadrants?
The
The
place.
Yeah. A graph is broken up into 4 spots, right? And it goes counterclockwise. What's input?
Answer
Output.
what you're trying to say.
Output's the answer.
Oh,
Input's what you're trying to solve. Good though. So, what you got to put in to solve it, and then output comes out. Output answer. Okay? All right. If you missed yesterday, I highly suggest, obviously you're getting this done and turning it in. You want to get the do now done. What I would do, there's 2 pages in the book on page 54. I would take a picture of those if you don't get the vocab done and make sure you have this done so you know this. Okay? Yes.
I would put the do not about this.
You're going to go plot these out. just like we did right here. Okay?
They're gonna write down the numbers.
You're gonna, yeah. So E, you're gonna tell me what the ordered pair is. B, you're gonna tell me what the ordered pair is. You're also gonna tell me the quadrant. You're gonna tell me the quadrant of E, B, and so on. Make sense? Yes. -1 and 5, right? -1 and 5. There is my ordered pair, okay? And it's in quadrant 3. You're doing the same thing on here. The only thing that's different is they're lettered. Okay? Telling you A, B, and so on. Okay. All right, let me see if we have this or I need to go through anything. Okay, everyone's going to get an A tomorrow, right?
Probably.
Okay, I hope so. Now, what can you do to help yourself? That would be a good idea.
Look at your channel.
Yes, go watch 1.8, the original lecture, Introduction to Functions, okay? I go through the same thing. Did I go through the same stuff today?
Yeah.
I did. The problem was just a little bit different, right? But for the most part, it was pretty close to the same.
Is this one?
Yes. Okay, make things happen. Yes. Do you have your, go through and review your vocab? Because we don't have long in class today. Hopefully that vocab has become second nature, right? Because we're going to keep using those words throughout this entire class.